I'm Sydney DeJore and I'm a vocal coach and performer, and I'm here today to bring you a series of 6 videos on your introduction to how to sing. So today we're going to start with posture. It's very, very important that you're stood properly when you're singing to ensure the best results. So the way I like to explain this is to make sure that your shoulders are rolled back. So when I say when they're rolled back, I don't mean puff your chest out, but make sure that your shoulders are relaxed nice and back and that you're not uptight and all cramped. The next important thing is obviously it's best to stand when you're singing. So when you're stood, if possible, to have your legs shoulder width apart. If you can't stand up to sing, that's also absolutely fine. Just try and make sure that you're sat in a really nice upright position following the shoulders back technique. The reason that we have our shoulders like this when singing is to ensure that the air can get down into our diaphragm safely and without any obstruction whatsoever. Breathing is a very important thing while singing, and throughout the videos we'll be looking into why and things that you can do to ensure your breathing techniques are correct. There are some things that you need to avoid before singing if you want to sing with the best results, and these are things that are called stimulants. So these are foods and drinks such as dairy and caffeine that encourage your body to create mucus, as obviously we want a nice clear airway so that your voice can travel properly without getting clogged up. So that's things like anything with milk in it, chocolate, coffee, especially coffee with milk in it. That's a no-go before singing. Now, I advise this for a good couple of hours at least before singing, and to make sure that you're well hydrated. Now, the best thing for this is drinking water that is not too warm but not too cold. So I'd go with room temperature water just to ensure that your throat's well lubricated and ready to sing. As well as avoiding these foods and drinks before singing, you also really need to warm up. Now, I stress this because it is essential for you to ensure that you are safe when you're singing, and if you go in full pelt without warming up, then you could cause temporary or permanent damage to your vocal cords if they aren't stretched out and warmed up nicely beforehand. So now we're going to show you how to warm up your singing voice. There is a range of exercises that you can do to ensure your voice is warmed up thoroughly, and I'm going to run through some of those with you right now, here today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through some piano scales, which you should hear coincide with the video. So now we're going to run through something called a scale, and now these are a series of notes that are all within progressing order of each other, and we use these to slide up and down them to ensure that our voices are warmed up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play through these scales, and then you will be given a 10-second gap on the video to repeat those back to the video. Make sure that you listen to what I'm doing over the scales to ensure that you're repeating the correct thing, as we use different sounds to warm up different parts of our voice. So for example, we use a noise to warm up our lips and our mouth, and then sometimes we will just run up and down the scale just in a la 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 to ensure that our voices are warmed up. La 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 la. Now you will just hear the piano, and what I'd like you to do is mirror what I just did, singing la over each note. Next, we are going to do lip rolls, which sound like this. I'm going to sing the first scale with you, and then I'd like you to do it on your own. Well done! Now, not everyone finds it easy to master the scales straight away, as obviously you need to learn the pattern of them to be able to do them fluently, and that's absolutely fine, so feel free to rewind the video at any point just to practice through those to make sure that your voice is properly warmed up. The next warm-up that we're going to do is called the vowels. Now, these are A, E, I, O, U, but we're going to sing these from our chest to warm our chest up. So how we do this is we go ah, E, ah, O, U. Now, to ensure you're doing this correctly, place a hand on your chest, and when you're doing it, you should feel your hand raising as your chest puffs out. Ah, E, ah, O, U. And this also helps with your breathing. In a few short moments, video 1 will be ending, and I just would like to recap on everything that we've learnt so far. So we've learnt how to stand correctly with our shoulders rolled back to ensure our posture is correct for the most precise singing possible. We have learnt how to do warm-ups to keep your voice safe, and we have learnt foods and drinks to avoid before singing.